Black Aeroplane by Frederick Fawcett reflects on how one's judgment gets distorted due to fantasizing and how it creates problems. In this chapter, we can see the narrator is a pilot who is so eager to meet his family and have a good breakfast that he takes the wrong decision of facing the storm instead of doing the right thing. And miraculously, he somehow manages to escape with the help of a mysterious aeroplane. Black Aeroplane. The moon was coming up in the east behind me, and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. It was night time when the sky was clear and the stars could not be seen twinkling. The pilot felt peace in being above a country that had fallen asleep while he was flying over France to England. So this is a night time and he is flying from France to England. And it was 1:30 in the morning. It's just 1:30 in the morning and was fantasizing about his holidaying with his family. I should call Paris control soon, I thought. As I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris control, Dakota DS-088 here. Can you hear me? I am on my way to England. Over. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS-088, I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degrees west now, DS-088, over. So whenever you are seeing the movies, you can see how the pilots are acting, how they are giving the information. The same way you have to imagine here. So when the aeroplane was in France, the pilot thought of informing the Paris control personnel about his presence and for instructions. Okay, so you know Paris is in France. So he thought that he should inform. And at that time, lights from the Paris city were blaring at him. So Paris is a big city and even at midnight, it will be still lighting over there. So he just thought that he should inform. And he informed the control agency, to which they replied with further instruction on directions. And the control room at Paris instructed him to turn 12 degrees towards the west. So it was instruction given by the control room to turn 12 degrees towards the west. I checked the map and the compass, switched over to my second and last fuel tank, and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. I'll be in time for breakfast, I thought. A good, big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. So, after receiving the instructions from the authority, the pilot geared up and followed them while putting the last fuel tank into operation. So, you all know in a flight there are two fuel tanks. So, now he is just using the last fuel tank. And all this time he was dreaming about only his family, about how he is going to spend his time with the family. And he started thinking about having a very good breakfast, English breakfast at his destination. And he was calm as everything was going as he planned. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds, storm clouds. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. I'll take the risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. So whenever we are reading the newspaper, we can see that when the pilots are using the old aircrafts, there is a great chance for risk, because it will be lacking many abilities. So this pilot is also using an old Dakota aeroplane. So now he is confused. What happened to him? Now the plane had crossed Paris, and when he started seeing clouds in the sky, the presence of cloud, that is storm clouds, made it unsafe to travel by air because there were chances of a storm. Obviously, there will be a chance of a storm. And they were so huge and dark that the pilot compared them with black mountains. So it was so huge and very dark in color. And he compared the clouds into black mountains. And he couldn't pass them as it was impossible to go above them or escape them with an amount of fuel that was left in the last tank. And the right decision would be to fly back to Paris safely. The best decision is to go back to Paris itself. But the pilot's decision making was clouded by his wish to meet his family. So his intense wish to meet his family changed his decision. He was so desperately wanted to be with his family and have that English breakfast that he had been dreaming of all day, and that he took the risk of not going back home. Going back. And thus he headed the plane right into the storm. So his intense urge to meet his family made him head the plane right into the storm.